The author's acknowledgment of help rendered him in the writing of this course. This course is the result of careful analysis of the life work of over 100 men and women who have achieved unusual success in their respective callings. The author of the course has been more than 20 years in gathering, classifying, testing, and organizing the 15 laws upon which the course is based. In his labor he has received valuable assistance either in person or by studying the life work of the following men: Henry Ford, Thomas A. Edison, Harvey S. Firestone, John D. Rockefeller, Charles M. Schwab, Woodrow Wilson, Darwin P. Kingsley, William Wrigley, Jr., A. D. Lasker, E. A. Filene, James J. Hill, Edward Bach, Cyrus H. K. Curtis, George W. Perkins, Henry L. Doherty, George S. Parker, Dr. C. O. Henry, General Rufus A. Ayers, Judge Albert H. Gary, William Howard Taft, Dr. Elmer Gates, John W. Davis, Captain George M. Alexander, to whom the author was formerly an assistant, Hugh Chalmers, Dr. E. W. Strickler, Edwin C. Barnes, Robert L. Taylor, Fiddling Bob, George Eastman, E. M. Statler, Andrew Carnegie, John Wanamaker, Marshall Field, Samuel Insull, F. W. Woolworth, Judge Daniel T. Wright, one of the author's law instructors, Elbert Hubbard, Luther Burbank, O. H. Harriman, John Burroughs, E. H. Harriman, Charles P. Steinmetz, Frank Vanderlip, Theodore Roosevelt, William H. French, Dr. Alexander Graham Bell, to whom the author owes credit for most of Lesson 1. Of the men named, perhaps Henry Ford and Andrew Carnegie should be acknowledged as having contributed most toward the building of this course, for the reason that it was Andrew Carnegie who first suggested the writing of the course, and Henry Ford whose life work supplied much of the material out of which the course was developed. Some of these men are now deceased, but to those who are still living the author wishes to make here grateful acknowledgment of the service they have rendered, without which this course never could have been written. The author has studied the majority of these men at close range, in person. With many of them he enjoys, or did enjoy before their death, the privilege of close personal friendship, which enabled him to gather from their philosophy facts that would not have been available under other conditions. The author is grateful for having enjoyed the privilege of enlisting the services of the most powerful men on earth in the building of the Law of Success course. That privilege has been remuneration enough for the work done, if nothing more were ever received for it. These men have been the backbone and the foundation and the skeleton of American business, finance, industry, and statesmanship. The Law of Success course epitomizes the philosophy and the rules of procedure which made each of these men a great power in his chosen field of endeavor. It has been the author's intention to present the course in the plainest and most simple terms available, so it could be mastered by very young men and young women of the high school age. With the exception of the psychological law referred to in Lesson 1 as the master mind, the author lays no claim to having created anything basically new in this course. What he has done, however, has been to organize old truths and known laws into practical, usable form, where they may be properly interpreted and applied by the workaday man whose needs call for a philosophy of simplicity. In passing upon the merits of the Law of Success, Judge Albert H. Gary said, "Two outstanding features connected with the philosophy impress me most. One is the simplicity with which it has been presented, and the other is the fact that its soundness is so obvious to all that it will be immediately accepted. The student of this course is warned against passing judgment upon it before having read the entire 16 lessons. This especially applies to this introduction, in which it has been necessary to include brief reference to subjects of a more or less technical and scientific nature. The reason for this will be obvious after the student has read the entire 16 lessons. The student who takes up this course with an open mind and sees to it that his or her mind remains open until the last lesson shall have been read, will be richly rewarded with a broader and more accurate view of life as a whole. Contents of this introductory lesson. 1. Power, what it is and how to create and use it. 2. Cooperation, the psychology of cooperative effort and how to use it constructively. 3. The master mind, how it is created through harmony of purpose and effort between two or more people. 4. Henry Ford, Thomas A. Edison, and Harvey S. Firestone. The secret of their power and wealth. 5. The Big Six, how they made the law of the mastermind yield them a profit of more than $25 million a year. 6. Imagination, how to stimulate it so that it will create practical plans and new ideas. 7. Telepathy, how thought passes from one mind to another through the ether, every brain both a broadcasting and a receiving station for thought. 8. How salesmen and public speakers sense or tune in on the thoughts of their audiences. 9. Vibration, described by Dr. Alexander Graham Bell, inventor of the long-distance telephone. 10. Air and ether, how they carry vibrations. 11. How and why ideas flash into the mind from unknown sources. 12. History of the law of success philosophy, covering a period of over 25 years of scientific research and experimentation. 13. Judge Elbert H. Gary reads, approves, and adopts the Law of Success course. 14. Andrew Carnegie, responsible for beginning of Law of Success course. 15. Law of Success training helps group of salespeople earn $1 million. 16. So-called spiritualism explained. 17. Organized effort, the source of all power. 18. How to analyze yourself. 19. How a small fortune was made from an old, worked-out, worthless farm. 20. There's a gold mine in your present occupation if you will follow directions and dig for it. 21. There's plenty of ready capital for development of any practical idea or plan you may create. 22. Some reasons why people fail. 23. Why Henry Ford is the most powerful man on earth and how others may use the principles which give him his power. 24. Why some people antagonize others without knowing it. 25. The effect of sexual contact as a mind stimulant and health builder. 26. What happens in the religious orgy known as the revival. 27. What we have learned from nature's Bible. 28. Chemistry of the mind, how it will make or destroy you. 29. What is meant by the psychological moment in salesmanship. 30. The mind becomes devitalized, how to recharge it. 31. The value and meaning of harmony in all cooperative effort. 32. Of what do Henry Ford's assets consist? The answer. 33. This is the age of mergers and highly organized cooperative effort. 34. Woodrow Wilson had in mind the law of the mastermind in his plan for a League of Nations. 35. Success is a matter of tactful negotiation with other people. 36. Every human being possesses at least two distinct personalities, one destructive and one constructive. 37. Education, generally misunderstood to mean instruction or memorizing of rules. It really means development from within, of the human mind, through unfoldment and use. 38. Two methods of gathering knowledge, through personal experience and by assimilating the knowledge gained through experience by others. 39. Personal analysis of Henry Ford, Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Napoleon Bonaparte, Calvin Coolidge, and Jesse James. 40. Authors after the lesson visit. Time is a master worker that heals the wounds of temporary defeat and equalizes the inequalities and rights the wrongs of the world. There is nothing impossible with time.